Assalamu alaikum students, this is your lab instructor Aisha Hussain Khan, and in this lab session we will discuss component diagram tutorial. Under this heading we will cover the content of what is component diagram and its notations. After notations we'll move towards when to draw a component diagram, like why it is necessary to draw a component diagram and how to draw a component diagram. We will cover the basic steps of drawing a component diagram using a tool. So in this case I will give you the demonstration using an online tool, that is online.visualparadigm.com. This is an online tool used for designing purpose. And finally, the lab tasks which you people need to do is to draw a component diagram for your semester project. Now let us start with the first section of this tutorial, that is what is component diagram. This paragraph is basically giving you the insight of why we create component diagrams and what's basically the significance of it. So you can say that component diagrams are used to visualize the organization of system components. You need to focus that the organization of system components, and further the dependency and relationship between them. So two things you can easily find out using a component diagram, that on the whole the organization of system components will be seen from it, and then the dependency relationships between the components is highlighted. Secondly, they provide you a high level view of the components in a system. And what is basically a component? A component can be defined as a software component, like you can say it as a database or a user interface, or a hardware component such as a circuit, microchip or device, or you can say it is a business unit showing you the business logic such as a supplier, payroll or shipping. These are according to the business requirements. So the components can be of varied nature. First is giving you the insight of software component, second is highlighting the hardware nature of a component, and the third is showing you the business functionality for which you are describing the components. Now the component diagram notations. First and foremost important component notation is to mention or to show what is component and how it can be shown. It is represented through a rectangle, and you can see the stereotype written of component inside it, and then the component name with the component icon at its right top. So this is the component notation, and you can see that a component is drawn as a rectangle with an optional compartments stacked vertically. It can be shown, the stacked compartments can be shown in the component notation. Like just you can visualize the class notation in which you have different compartments. So the component can be shown exactly like that, but it's an optional characteristic for this. A component can be represented as just a rectangle with the component's name and the component stereotype, just as shown here, and then the component stereotype text is basically giving you the insight of component, and the component stereotype icon is a rectangle with the two smaller rectangles protruding on its left side. This icon is basically showing you that it is a component. So now the second notation is component interface. And this component interface is of basically two types. First is provide interface and the second is required interface. You can easily find out the relationship between both, that one of the component interface is the providing interface, which is basically providing the services to the other component, and the other is behaving as a requiring interface, which is basically requiring the services of the other interface. So we can easily see that provided interface defines a set of public attributes and operations that must be provided by the class that implements a given interface. So it is basically a provider. And a required interface defines a set of public attributes and operations that are required by the classes that depend upon the given interface. So this interface is basically acting as a requirer interface who is requiring the attributes and operations from the other interface, that is basically a provider interface. So moving to the other component notation is component assemblies. Component assembly giving you the assembly connector information. This is also known as a ball and socket joint. So in this case, this is a requirer interface and this is the provider interface. And by notation we can say a requirer interface is basically having a solid line with the semicircle at the end, and the provider has a solid line with the circle at its end. So collectively it is known as a assembly component, and basically you can say it as a ball and socket joint. So the last notation for component is port, and port by definition it indicates that the component itself does not provide the required interfaces, and the required interfaces of example like required or provided. Instead of, the component delegates the interfaces to the internal class. Delegates means it refers or it transfers the component to the internal class elements. Like you can see here that this is the port at the side of the provider interface, and this means that it is referring to the internal class components of this main component, that is member management here. So this is the pathway or a gateway to the internal class elements. Thereby coming to another important section of this tutorial is to consider when to draw the component diagram. It is very useful aspect that when we want to divide our system into components and we want to show the interrelationships through interfaces, or you can say these interrelationships can result in the dependencies or other type of associations between the interfaces, and we can generally also break down the component to see the internal classes and the internal classes association with each other as well. So this is the main prime concern of drawing component diagrams, that we want to show the majorly all the components of the system by showing their relationships. Now the last part of the tutorial is to consider how to draw a component diagram. It has these salient features. First step is basically giving you that you need to find out the purpose of the diagram and identify the artifacts such as files, documents, etc. As we know that artifacts are basically the physical entities or physical resources which we basically collect after the development process. and we need to identify those artifacts, like we can say files and documents, and in your system or application that you need to represent in your diagram. Second point is giving you that as you figure out the relationships between the elements you identified earlier, you can create a mental layout of your component diagram. Now, as you have the knowledge of main artifacts, and you can just make a rough sketch in your mind that how these components will be collaborating with each other and showing the associations. So this is generally the structuring of the system, or you can say the structuring of the different modules or components. And the third step is basically giving you that as you draw the diagram, add components first, grouping them with the other components as you see fit. Like if you want to make the components that are tightly coupled, you can say, you can interface them in a single component, you can group them in a main component. So adding the components, grouping them, it all comes in the third step. Fourth step, it is basically, this step is to add other elements such as interfaces, classes and object dependencies. Now it's the part for other classes, their associations, showing the associations between the components to complete the diagram. In the last step, you can attach notes to different parts of your component diagram to further clarify the details to the other users. So you can say that there is a notation for adding notes to your components. So these are the steps to create components, and now I will give you the demonstration using the online tool, and after that you may proceed with your semester project diagram. So students, here in this demo project I will first search for the component diagram template, component. So here are just the different variants of component diagrams. I'll select the basic component diagram template. Take few minutes to start, and these are, you can see the different notations that are used for component diagrams, and this is the notation for component, and this is for interface. You can say it as a port, and this is the instance specification, and here you can see the different associations, that is generalization. This is for simple association, and this is the usage dependency. This is a link, simple link, and this is used for dependency. This dotted arrow is used for dependency, and this is the node that you add with the component, and this description will give the users a great insight to the specs of the component. And this is the anchor line. This you can show with these curly brackets, you can show the constraints, and this is the containment operator. So now let us start with our example of safe home security system. So our first step towards the creation of component diagram is to select the components for our system. You can change the size of component, and with the name of with the stereo type of component, you can name it with the name of component. That is, in my case, it is first component is homeowner. see, and again I will take another component. This is for system, main system, and then I have with the main system associated the other components. Likewise, you can name them. This is the TV option. So writing the name of this component as fire option, as this is a safe home security system, so I will mark every option that a house, safe house can have. Fire option, and we have house system security, house system security. So you can increase the size. I will add the dependencies at the last after adding all the components. So I will add few more components here, and naming this component as a stove option. So adding few more. You need to make the structure as clear as possible. Name it as microwave option. And one of our final component as a fire alarm system. So now adding the dependencies in your system. Now adding associations in your system, we can find out different types of association. There can be a dependency relation or generalization, or you can say the simple association that exists between the components. In this case, these components, TV component, fire option component, and house security system security, are directly dependent on the main system. That's why I will use the dependency association here. And once you connect it, it will ask you about the dependency association basically. Likewise, when this plus sign appears, you can directly attach it and to the main side, the main component. Likewise, you can. So by adding all the dependencies like this, you can now see that there is a single component that is left, and this component requires the interface, login interface. So this will obviously be shown by a different association line. Once this plus appears, you can just move the direction, and this will give you the different types of association here. In my case, I will use the usage interface, as it is requiring the login interface. After adding all the dependencies, you can add text on these lines, so it will further give the information to users. This text bar I am moving here. I will say that it is requiring the functionalities. So likewise, you can add text here by showing that login is requiring login. You can say login require. The name should be very precise and meaningful. Login require. So this diagram is depicting the main system and its the subsystems of this main component and the other units that are used in the safe home security system.